When we talk about Islamic ethical system, according to Islam, whatever promotes the welfare of the individual and society is morally good, while what is harmful is morally wrong. The Islamic ethical system is eternally divine and serves as the foundation of an Islamic society. Islamic ethics requires its adherents to guard their behavior, their thoughts, their words, and intention with zeal and to adhere to certain norms and moral codes in their family affairs, social affairs, dealings with relatives, neighbors, and friends, and also in private and public life. As for materialism, in philosophy, materialism is the belief that all facts, like human mind and human will, as well as the course of human history, are causally dependent on physical processes. In other words, humans seek relationships with the objects of consumption that form their identity and enhance their subjective well-being.
Next is how does materialism affect the environment? First is more consumption. As consumers worldwide buy more clothes, the growing market for cheap items and new styles is taking a toll on the environment. On average, people bought 60% more garments in 2014 than they did in 2000. And now, fashion production accounts for 10% of global carbon emissions, dries up water sources, and pollutes rivers and streams. Mostly in those 60% of garments is the material of polyester, nylon, acrylic, which are forms of plastic. The next one is more waste in landfill. A lot of this clothing ends up in the dump. The equivalent of one garbage truck full of clothes is burned or dumped in a landfill every second. In total, up to 85% of all textiles go to the dump each year. What's more, almost 500,000 tons of microfibers were released into the ocean as a result of washing clothes, which is equal to 50 billion plastic bottles. And do you know that polyester production generates 2 to 3 times the carbon emissions than cotton, and polyester does not break down in the ocean. The last one is more energy consumed. In the long run, we find that a 1% increase in primary energy consumption causes a 0.4172% increase in environmental deterioration. The use of fossil fuels such as oil, natural gas, and coal to generate energy is the leading cause of urban air pollution and a major contribution to greenhouse gas emissions. Nowadays, water pollution problems associated with energy use, such as oil spills, are numerous because there is a risk of spilling oil on the ground or in a body of water in any petroleum handling operation.
The ethical approach of Islam towards the preservation of the environment can be taken from the main Islamic teachings, which is the principle of unity or Tawheed. The concept of Tawheed demonstrates the oneness and unity of Allah. It recognizes that there is one absolute transcending creator of the universe and all that is in it. The verse in the Quran says, "Unto him belongs all that is in heaven, and all that is on the earth, and all that is between them and under the ground." This verse refers to God's power that reaches the heavens and the earth, which brings the idea that creation was formed to operate as a whole. This includes man's role in self-preservation and supporting the rest of the creation. To this concept, we can bring two other principles, which are principle of trusteeship or khilafah and principle of responsibility or amanah for further understanding. Principle of trusteeship or khilafah are based on the Islamic teachings that man has been created by God and bestowed upon them the position of a trustee on earth, known as a Khalifah. Thus, the role of a Khalifah is to carry the trust Allah has given us in line with His wishes. Accordingly, the rewards that come with this role must be used properly. As for the principle of responsibility or amanah, it is related to the concept of Khalifah, which a related term for amanah is trust. All the creatures of God are kept before them as a trust, so humans are expected to play a significant role in the environment as trustees. Humans are asked to improve and preserve the environment around them and not to destroy it. From the principles, Islam's attitude towards the environment are clear. Islam gives humans certain accountabilities towards the living creations on how they have treated the creation, and they will be responsible on the day of judgment. Allah has given the humans all the resources of nature that is required to complete their goals such as worship and contemplation, sustainable use and amusement, and admiration of beauty other than attaining their essential biological needs. Therefore, man should not exploit, misuse, or corrupt the natural resources, as all generations are entitled to benefit from them, but not own them in an absolute sense. Accordingly, the limitations in man's role as a Khalifah are Islam's approach to materialism. Islam urges people to control all kinds of greed and desire, Any development that humans want to do must not cause problem or bring harm to the environment, as mentioned in the principles earlier.